It was a matter of 60 days before they went to 10 to 70%. The time, that was the thing that surprised me the most about Rocket Benefits. They told me in advance that it could take 6 months to a year before something happened. My name's Carl Taylor. It was in the United States Marine Corps, and I served from 1990 to 1999 as a combat engineer. The reason I actually got out of the service was because I blew out both of my knees, had some hip issues, ankle injuries, just pretty much lower extremities from the rigors of the service. As time grew on and I got older, I started having breathing issues and some heart issues. It went from 10% is $150 a month to $2,500 a month. Probably the biggest issue that I faced when I was trying to get the disability benefits on my own was just the delay. I had actually gone for a while when they first discharged me from the service at 10%. So I stayed at 10% for a decade before I realized, maybe I should try to see what was available to me. It seemed like every time I asked questions, there was another section I had to go to, another person I needed to talk to, another appointment I had to do, another piece of paperwork that I had filled out incorrectly. Just a constant redo, the rigmarole of trying to just reapply, and that was the most difficult part about going alone in the VA system for me. Rocket Benefits kind of took everything off of my plate. They asked me some questions in the initial interview. They set up the doctor's appointments that I needed to have done. Anytime there was paperwork that needed to be done, Rocket Benefits covered it. If I had questions, they were easily reachable, and then they would constantly be in touch with me throughout the whole process. They have their legal team on staff to make sure that everything in the paperwork was written as it should and the right things were stated to where it didn't come back rejected. The runaround didn't happen again. The initial process took 60 days to go from 10 to 70%. We got to 90%, which was interesting. 10% that I had been dealing with for years all of a sudden became 90%. Everything that took me 10 years to do, it took them 10 months. Sometimes it's good to know when to deal with somebody who knows what they're doing versus trying to go in blind. I would recommend Rocket Benefits based on what they've done for me. I didn't want to work with anyone. I'm one of those folks that thought that you can tough it out, do it on your own. That didn't work for me. So working with an expert that knew the system, such as a Rocket Benefits, I would tell every veteran if they're nervous about that to make that call.